time, it heals your inner child if you are an emotionally aware and accountable and self-regulating, choosing, motivated person, which means that you do know how to use the mind when it thinks, not in the human suffering novelties, the novels, the narratives, so not the nightmare stories. But for that to happen, you need to have awareness of the body. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit different than our other ones. I'm a 5D mystic in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. That's right. There is the capacity for a person to vibe in the Enlightenment Soul Age group and be here, because it's all about what relationship do you have. Are you a restorative embodiment of yourself yet? It's your mammalian heritage. Now, the thing is, we have people with attachment wounds and trust breaks and childhood developmental trauma. All topics that are being discussed. What you do not see, though, for our trendsetters, the ones who apparently are, well, I mean, I've seen them for a long time now. It's quite interesting. So, Elsa's journey. And I'm going to use Elsa, Frozen 2, because I'm a mystic. So I'm trying to let 5D mystics know, okay, are you done being in the unnecessary teenager plane? It's like a Mean Girls thing. For 4D, 3D, we'll just put this aside because, that's a whole other topic. But I'm not a flat earther. That's why as a mystic, I'm a woo-woo lady. And as a person who learns from those who are in academia and they are researchers and they have all the data, I'm a pseudoscience lady. And it's totally good. See, being yourself for me has been easy since I never lost my inner child, the restorative embodiment. Thanks, Mom. I didn't get a not child-centric environment. No, I got really good counsel on everything. The thing is, though, I also have a divine feminine. That's what I am. I'm a divine feminine, so I'm a nurturer. So luckily, though, I got told, hey, stop being the mom. You're not your twin's mom. You're not my mom. You go do and play, because my mother loves for children to go and play. She has a very good sense of not informing and not involving the child, 0, 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes, I know, right? Humans are going soft. No. No, thank goodness for attachment and trauma information. And thank goodness for me sharing how easy it is to be myself, because I have secure attachment and a differentiated self. And I did not lose any of the abundance of being a gooey, ooey, ooey 3-year-old. In fact, my hypnotherapist, my session, my favorite moment in life was my 3-year-old self as a child. Then as I grew up, I recalibrated. And as a mystic, I can tell you all about that recalibration because I have a relationship with the energetic sphere. Yes, the matrix. No need for any of the 4D stories, that they're still all over. They don't know about Sadhguru. If you overflow with humanity, divinity has to descend. They also don't know about the heart, apparently, because if they did, then they'd have a gooey, ooey, ooey 3-year-old like I do. And their serenity would be all over the place, not talking about our divinity being taken away by technology. No, that's a belief system conceptualized because you're thinking technology is some evil monster, versus using an integrated brain to say, oh, look, we have sciences, technology. This is called Mahasamadhi Samadhi, independently way of thinking. But you can only do this if you have your, what is it called? Implicit, explicit, every single type of bias, cultural, political, religion, you name it. I'm a human who loves humanity. So my one bias is I know you can do it. I got taught that there are those who can, Maria, and there are those who can't. Thank you, Mom. But see, I always tell her, I know anyone can, because I'm not a genius, not even a little bit. I'm just an emotionally aware, accountable, and self-regulating, thanks, Mom, person, because I did get to cry and whine and be a pain in the butt in my home. And I also knew, if you touch me, any of you teenagers, I'm going to go to the grown-up people. Oh, and when I found out that the grown-ups don't always, help you the way you want, I'm like, okay, now I know when my mom says, if you want something done the way you want it done, you have to do it yourself, which, makes sense because you're not my brain. So of course you're not going to do it my way. I'm not, I can't trust people anymore. Okay, so this is what it's like to not have trauma charges lingering, because you're like, of course I'm upset. Yeah, and I also know that I'm a 3-year-old and the world doesn't revolve around me. So the people who trendsetters, that all of it, it's all people on Elsa's journey, because they're all I got stabbed 3 million times. I need to find my way to somewhere. And look, who is also looking for, she finds herself. Show yourself, I'm dying to meet you. It's a beautiful, beautiful for kids. Hopefully they figure out as a teenager that they don't need to go on that journey. And it's all about working with your emotional plane. FYI. So integration of the brain means that you have the capacity to handle. I have a window welcome for emotions. FYI. The people with window of tolerances, let me go and use serious stuff, because otherwise you're going to forget that the window of tolerance for people who cannot handle it, they will have when traumatized. When you are traumatized, Basil, abused or neglected, you start developing heartache and gut wrench as it gets expressed somewhere in the midline of your body. That's where trauma is experienced. So here's the deal. When you have a restorative embodiment, you know every sensation that comes up. And I got to experience a sliver of trauma memory with the emotion of fear, because I'm a very big scaredy cat. I'm a huge scaredy cat. Let me not forget, our post is about the avoidant. And so, yes, an avoidant, they're not selfish. They have an attachment wound, the ambivalent as well. The disorganized, these are the categories. If you want the styles, that's for the grown-ups. I'm going to talk about the categories. But in either case, when I see posts of people trying to inform people, I'm happy that the ones who get with an avoidant understand that they're no contact, they're in and out behavior, all of the stuff they'll bring you is because they are they're not selfish. They are unaware that their nervous system needs their help because their self-soothing mechanism is maladaptive. Now that it's a grown-up, it was helpful in their first year of life, and then the first 3 and 7, so again, unconscious. And they're also unaccountable, though. That's true. That's why, yes, they are being selfish, but they're unaware, just like the emotionally immature, dramatic people who will do the codependent type that I've got to learn from Patrick Tiahan, childhood trauma survivor, healed and healing. And he is awesome. He's really awesome. If you need a childhood trauma therapist and a community, there you go. He shares with you what projection looks like. So, you walk into a supermarket and the cashier lady looks at you weird and you're like, she's a bitch. That's a projection of your own emotionally child self. So being able to be emotionally mature is not about you not having any feelings. It's actually working here, but becoming aware of, did I just assume something, where's Sadhguru, based on something I know, or did my emotion inform me? Making assumptions about something that you do not know is a sure way to remain ignorant. I love using me as an example. So one of the first experiences I had where I did something and all these people were so upset at me, I did not see that I was in the line in supermarket for 10 items and I had like a gazillion items. Well, not that many, but long story short, the person behind me got angry and yelled at the cashier lady, not telling me directly. And I turned around and said, I'm so sorry, I didn't see it. And it's a truth. And I knew that my truth, that human being, no, humans, they're all selfish. Anyone's going to do it. Yeah, you're just making up bullshit. So the part about how people are always assuming and then they don't get information, avoidance. They don't choose to go no contact. They feel pressured. Ambivalence, they go chaotic. Again, the disorganized, well, they really, have it even worse. They don't even know what to do, okay? And so the dramatic people that are emotionally mature, blamers that then become victims from the Emperor's New Groove, the squirrel, and they in fact say, I have 10 scars. Now that you've scarred me, I'm going to come after you with revenge, vindication, and they're just all over that one, with movies also dramatically pushing that one. And the martyr superiors. I'm going to tell you how to live life. So the people who do drama and are low self-esteem and dark communicators, passive aggressive, they tend to not know that canceling is not actually healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries means you and I can talk, but you can only talk if you have an open heart and an open throat, like I do, because I got taught how to use my tone. And that's because the 3-year-old, the world don't revolve around you, but I have secure attachment. So a healed inner child, I'm always me. And I let you be you, and I'm a pacha. So when you come up with your unavailability, it's okay, because I know that your heart is closed, because I'm also a person it's not only the mystic thing. We're all embodied brains. So when your heart is closed, I'll feel it, and I'll feel sad for you. And I'll say, this is a safe space as a divine feminine and as a nurturer. And I'll figure out if you're going to, be cool with it or not. And we recalibrate, or we say goodbye. But Learning is very important as well as loving. Tune in for more.